Hey folks, I'm Dutch Tall. I'm the host of Dutch Tall Discussions. How you doing today? I'm doing fine. I'm here to talk to you, my family, and my friends. I have something to speak on you about. So I had an inquiry through email that somebody wanted to know about my earlier years in New York City Transit Police. I actually wasn't a New York City Transit Police officer. I was a New York City cop assigned to the Transit Division. Well, it is what it is at that point. We're all one big happy family now after the hostile takeover. But we'll go back a little bit before that. So there I am. I'm in the academy. I graduate. They turn around. They hand me this. They say this and $1.25 will get you on the subway, son. Along with this came this. This is a front row ticket to the greatest show on earth. 21 years ago, when they told me that, I didn't believe anything they said. You needed a sense of humor with this job. If you did this job with the right temperament, the right sense of humor, it was the greatest show on earth. It absolutely, positively was. So I had to go back because I had to establish my history with the New York City transit system and why this was so funny. So I wound up going to school in Manhattan. If you lived in the 5 boroughs and you lived in another borough besides Manhattan, Manhattan was the city to you. I lived in Brooklyn, so I had to travel to the city to go to school. So every day I would jump on a train, and I hated the subway system. It smelled like piss. During the summer, it was hot. There were rats. It wasn't a good scene. So I took a 45-minute ride on the Iron Horse, as we call it, to Xavier High School, 45 minutes back, 5 days a week, 10 trips. In summer, there were train delays, transformers blew, trains getting derailed. It was like, oh my God, if I never take the train, I'm never going to take the train again. I leave, I go to college, come back from college, take the New York City police exam, because I'm going to be a New York City police officer, and I get through it, and I'm like, graduated, I start doing police work. Good police work. And they're reading the assignments out. Jablonski, 7-7. Jerome, 7-5. Marconi, 7-1. Sullivan, 7-0. Schwartz, 6-2. Daniels, 6-6. Oh, they're reading all precincts. I'm going to get a precinct. I hope I get a precinct in Brooklyn South. That would be a nice commute from my parents' house because I was a rookie living at home and I just graduated the academy and get my first command so I can get a real paycheck. Because at the time we all made $25,000 a year. I'm going to save and get myself a house. Yeah. McCarthy. Transit. 32. Fuck! I'm in transit. God damn it. I'm a fucking transit cop. Shit. Alright. Report for duty, 0800 tomorrow. Shit. Anybody I can talk to? Can I get out of this? Can I get put to a precinct? Anybody want to trade assignments? Anybody want to go to transit? It's all yours, kid. Fuck. 960 Carroll Street. Fucking shithole of a neighborhood. They even had one of these parked in there. In the back. The city had taken over the department a couple years earlier, but they haven't switched out all the cars yet. In transit colors, it was still sitting back there. Car was still rolling. Had a big hole in the fucking the floorboard. You used to throw your garbage out of when you drove. You walk in District 32, big sign. New York City Transit Police Department. The hostile takeover had happened in 95. We are now in 98, and they were not giving in. They were holding on for the last second. Guys are still wearing the NYTPD turtlenecks. It was kind of nostalgic, you know. They had a good thing. They loved being transit cop. I never met a transit guy who didn't like being a transit cop. It's guys like me who thought we knew what real police work was. We wanted to go in the city, had the fucking flashy blue cars, the big with all the friends, the light blue shirts, and that didn't happen. So a little history for you before I continue. In 1953, what we know as the New York City Transit Police was established, and it operated from 1953 to 1955. It fell under the power of the New York City Transit Authority under Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia. We have an airport named after that guy. Right? But the roots of the transit police can be traced back 20 years earlier to 1933. In 1933, they had transit patrolmen that worked for the New York City Transit Authority who were just security guards for stations. Opening and closing stations. Back then, they closed stations. It wasn't 24 operation like it is now. But in 1936, they became special patrolmen. They had all the powers of a cop. They just couldn't carry a gun. They made arrests, brought them into a precinct, turned them over to the desk. They left and went back on their patrol. It was like, whatever. In 1995, well, 1933, the department was only 6 guys. 6 fucking guys. I guarantee they had to be taller than 6 foot, and I guarantee they had to be Irish. Just the way it was back then. In 1995, Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, in an event to get some federal money that was being pumped into transit, pumped into housing, he had this bright idea to combine all 3 police departments into the NYPD and steal their money, steal their cars, repaint their cars, take their equipment, because out of the 3 departments, the New York City Transit Police was fucking cherry. We had laser print machines to print fingers, no more ink anymore. We had the latest in police technology for MDTs in the car, mobile data and transmitting units. We had the newest light bars, the square light bars. We had the best cars with the Corvette engines in them. That was Police Commissioner Bratton, who went up to the Hill and got us some money, came back, invested the money the way he should have done into his cops. New uniforms, new cars, even new firearms. He vowed that no New York City transit cop would ever be outgunned on patrol ever again. It's a bold move for a commissioner for a small department, isn't it? But the department was second to none in the country when he was in charge of it. It really was. Brat was a great guy. He always fell for the cops. It's just the way he was. So in 1947, the Code of Criminal Procedure had changed in the state of New York, and it upgraded these transit special patrolmen to full police powers. Yeah. Now they're real cops. And in 1950, the department was allowed to expand to 563 officers. Yeah. And it's something. A small department growing bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. Now it takes us to 1995. 1995, Mayor Giuliani wanted the money to infuse into the city, to bring the city back. And Mayor Giuliani did bring the city back with that money. He hired more NYPD cops, put us on the street. We started quality of life enforcement, started broken windows theory, and we went out there and we did our fucking jobs. Yeah, great. The new mayor had fucked it up. But in the time of the New York City Transit Police, we had lost 13 officers. In 1963, we lost Patrolman Towie. That's his name. He had a heart attack while on duty. Remember, heart bill in the state of New York, and it didn't deal with the heart. Where you're working as a cop, fireman, or EMT is the heart bill. That's full line of duty death. So I may die in Pennsylvania of old age or whatever the fuck I die of, but my name still goes on the board at headquarters. Not a bad deal. And I do get a department funeral, so to boot, so I'll be buried in Brooklyn, New York in the policeman's Arlington. The last police officer to be killed in line of duty was in September 22nd, 1987, which was Bobby Venable. He was killed out in the 7-5 precinct on the in District 33. He was shot during a robbery, trying to apprehend the suspect. Now, if the name Bobby Venable bounced around in your head for a little bit, if you saw the documentary of the 7-5, that was the cop that Mike Dowd and Kenny Urell threw him back at the RMP and flew him to Brookdale Hospital trying to save his life, but he passed nonetheless. So, of the 13 police officers, transit cops that were killed in line of duty, 2 of them were not killed in gunfire. The rest of them all went down in line of duty. There was police officer Skagen in 1972 who was killed by friendly fire. Ballistics proved there was a police round that killed him. It was a transit cop killed by a city cop. With different departments, with different rules, different patrol guides, different call of the day. Things didn't mesh up. Some cop that was nervous in the service let a round go when he got on a crime scene, thinking that the guy was a perp. He turns with a gun in his hand. It happens. We call it friendly fire, fratricided, friendly fucked. I didn't want anything that was friendly at that point. If any round that was coming towards me, I wanted to be a bad guy's round and not a PD round. Because believe it or not, the NYPD bought the best fucking ammo. We may not have the best guns. They had the Glock, and I hated Glocks, and I carried my Smith. I always had Smith. But whatever. So I'm working in District 32 on the midnight fucking tour after my rookie year. And, because your rookie year, you switch through all the tours. They want to see where you fit, and you learn all the jobs you got to do on every tour. And I wound up on the fucking midnights, and me and my partner, my first partner on the job, Brendan Williams, we'd score the mobile car maybe 4 or 5 times a month, which means we drove around. We covered 13 precincts. We'd help the transit cops that were down the stations out. They needed help with the response to them. And it was a good marriage. It was a good marriage. Me and him were great partners. We had a great time together. Decoy squad comes in because we worked in the borough. The borough was actually shared the building with us. They had the upstairs command. And they're like, we need 2 fresh faces for the decoy squad. All our guys have been burnt. They're not getting robbed anymore. We need 2 guys who are not scared to get robbed. And my boss laughs. He's like, I got 2 rookies and one's perfect for the job. So he looks at you 2. Go change some civilian clothes. Come back down and see what you look like. Come back down and he's like, oh, you guys will do. You guys will do. You're 5'9". You're skinny and lanky. You're a white guy. Yeah, you're going to do real good. McCarthy, you're the D tonight. Williams, you're with us. Oh, I'm the D. I'm the D. I'm the fucking D. What's the D? D's the decoy. I was like so excited. I'm like, what do? Lieutenant puts me on the train, sits me down. No vest. I got a can of mace in my pocket. I got my backup weapon. Not even allowed to carry my duty weapon. I carry my backup weapon and a paper bag in my back pocket. Yeah. But they're only a couple steps away from me. We're in the last car. They're in the motorman's booth in the last car. They can get to me in seconds. So they said. And they can control the doors. So if the robbery takes place in the train car, they can close the door and seal the perp in there with me. Seal the perp in here with me? He's stuck in here with me? I mean, okay. We got you, kid. We got you. So no vest, can of mace in my pocket, no handcuffs on me, just gun in my back pocket, no radio because they're right there with the radios. And I'm sitting there, Lieutenant pulls out a fucking pair of Wayfarer Ray-Ban sunglasses, puts them on me, and he goes, go to sleep. I'm like, what? He's like, don't really go to sleep, you asshole. Just, you got sunglasses. You like Ray Charles right now. Stevie Wonder, just keep your eyes open. Keep your mouth open. So you look like you're fucking sleeping. Make sleeping noises. I'm like, what? He's like, and that's what I did. And we went from Franklin Avenue in the IRT to all the way out to New Lots in the IRT. Now these lush workers, these robbers, we call them lush workers. They only work drunks. They grab whatever. Turn around to me and they see me on the train going out to Terminal Station. And the conductor doesn't wake everybody up on the train. There was a transit cop at the Terminal Station's job, but there wasn't always a transit cop at the Terminal Station. So you'd go back the other way. And then you come back again. And these perps are looking at the number on the train and where you are to see if you move. They are. They're as organized as the New York City Police Department is because they have set routes, set times they work, They work rotations. It's guys don't go on each other's turfs. It's really weird. So we go all the way out. We come all the way back to Brooklyn. We're going back out there again. It's usually 2-3 train runs a night. Nothing too crazy. If you get robbed, you get robbed. If you didn't, you didn't. So first night, boom, fish on the hook. Cut my pants pocket. I'm waiting. Now they want to make sure the deed is done. The deed being the robbery. So they keep watching. Looking for. They got to pull out my wallet, and okay. They closed the doors. It was over. They cuffed them up. Boom. We got one for the night. It was great. Boss like, you two are lucky. You guys are coming out with us from now on until I say otherwise. Second night, McCarthy, you're the D. I'm like, fuck. And I didn't like being the D. You at the will of the perp. Now this is not me blowing my horn. I mean, I'm not telling this story. This is the experience I had. This is an opinion I have. Some of the best cops I worked with, the transit cops. Just I want to get it out what we were doing back in the late 90s. We go out to New Lots, right? Again, no issues. Train's about the first run of the night. All the way out, New Lots terminal station, coming back. Everybody's still in position. Guy comes on the train. I didn't make it halfway through the run before guys robbed me, and I stirred, and the lieutenant's like, no matter what happens, don't move. Don't clench up. Don't move. Just stay loose. Because the second you clench up or you move, they're going to pop you. Okay. I'm not moving. Trust me. I'm not moving. Train. Went back. Train moves. You know. The guy must have thought I was fucking waking up because he hits me. And he drops me. I melt off the seat onto the floor. Just like a clear slide onto the fucking floor. I'm laying on this piss-ridden floor on a New York City transit train. All the doors are sealed shut. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, they're all done. These are closed. There's nowhere to go. He's stuck in the fishbowl with me. And the door slides open, and he sees the lieutenant. The lieutenant's been looking for this guy for a while. And goes, I got you, motherfucker. And the guy gets to a fighting stance. And the cops, he's in there with 4 of the cops. The 4 cops jump and try to cuff this guy up. He's like, McCarthy, get up and help. I'm like, I'm still laying on the fucking floor. The birds are still going around my fucking head. I'm like, huh? You're fine, kid. Get him, go. By the time I got to the guy, he was already cuffed. It was fine. I'm spitting blood out of my fucking mouth. Like, motherfucker. Really? He's like, congratulations. It's robbery, not a petty larceny. You're going to jail for robbery, brother. And the guy convicted of robbery. He got convicted of robbery. So we're doing this a couple months. Brent, me and him are alternating on and off. They said start dressing eccentric. I started wearing hospital scrubs. Hospital scrubs are great. Put a stethoscope around me. Guy thinks I got money. I'm a doctor. Doctor with a pair of jeans and work boots on? Come on, bro. They were still cutting my pockets thinking. Now, New York City Police Department reimburses you for the pants. They do. It just takes fucking 6 months to get the money. So by the time your first robbery collar, 6 months go by, you're getting your first installment for money getting new pants, and then they're coming right after that because you're losing a pair of pants every time you go out there. So we want to fucking run. I'm the D again. No other decoy officer got hurt. But I got robbed 36 times in 2 years. I guess I had the face of a victim. Not much has changed. We go through, and I start again, and the guy hit me, and it bounced off the bracket behind the sign there. My head came forward, and he hit me again. And my partner didn't wait for the lieutenant. He opens the door, and he jumps on top of the guy. He goes, not for nothing. You have the slowest fucking hands in the NYPD. But you possibly have the strongest jaw in the world. I'm like, what? He's like, he was in your fucking face as a speed bag against the wall. I'm like, who? So the lieutenant pulls the guy away and I had to bring him to the car. And he's like, oh, the guy that robbed you, what was he wearing? I'm like, a Hawaiian shirt? tan shorts. And he's like, you fucking high? The guy's dressed in black head to toe. I'm like, okay. He's like, your pupils are fucking closed, kid. Closed, open, I don't know. I wasn't feeling no pain at that point. I mean, the guy hit me twice, and he fucking, yeah. So I took a day off. I needed to ice my face down. I'm like, fuck this. I gotta get a decoy. I have to get, it's the high burnout rate. It's a high burnout rate in the decoy unit, and yeah. And I'm thinking about, I'll leave the decoy unit and go to the pickpocket squad in Manhattan. That's gotta be a lot better. 3 days later, fucking pickpocket squad, one of the cops winds up getting stabbed. I'm like, oh, I can't win. So, we're riding out. I got a fucking bruise on my fucking face. I get the sunglasses. It's a day and a half later from the last robbery. Won this train out to New Lots. I'm working D. The guy's working back up. Black guy comes on. I thought he was a guy that robbed me. I thought he was a perp that robbed me. I really did. So I didn't clench up, but I made sure I kept my fucking eyes closed. I got the decoy squad. I got the decoy guys watching me. They're watching everything that's going on. I'm safe. I'm gonna have to. I don't want to get punched again because my fucking cheek is out to here. I look like a battered husband coming home from work or something like that. Or a battered husband going to work whose wife just beat the shit out of him. And I got a story about that too. Not me. So I'm on the train and some guy comes on and I thought he was cutting my pockets. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt. I look like I just came out of a gay bar in the village. We're encouraged to dress. So I used to go to Goodwill or vintage clothing up, pick out fucking things I would use for. Because I got tired of my pants getting cut and not getting paid for my pants right away. So I used to go to buy cheap clothes. So I'm wearing this fucking blue flame fucking thing. I'm wearing a tam, the sunglasses, so same pair of sunglasses. Sunglasses never got broken. So I think he's working my pockets. I feel my pants moving. I feel him on my leg. I feel like he's cutting. And we get to New Lots. And the decoy team comes out. They don't even lock the doors. They let this guy go. And I'm like, why didn't you guys... He didn't cut my pockets. What the fuck was he doing? Like, he was rubbing the inside of your leg, jerking off. He was what? He's rubbing the inside of the leg, jerking off. What are we in it for? Unseemly conduct? We're gonna run lewd conduct summons? What the fuck do you want? I'm like, no, fuck that asshole's going to jail. So I run down the platform. I have no vest, no radio on anything because the backup team's got it. And I dropped the guy at gunpoint. No reason to drop him at gunpoint. Well, except for the fact that we're in the 7-5 where an officer got shot and killed. I dropped my gunpoint on the subway platform. My partner Brendan runs over to me and he helps me cuff the guy up. Because I didn't have handcuffs. I was playing the D. So we cuff the guy up. We bring him down to the porter's room and... You're going to fucking jail, asshole. You fucking ass. You fucking creep. You fucking pervert. You're... Yeah. And my partner's looking at me going... I got the lieutenant behind him going... Fucking two cops like laughing their asses off. I'm like, what? What? Do you really want to bring this into the station house? Do you really want to bring this into the district? You want to be that cop the guy was jerking off next to? But you guys are my backup team. Kid, don't bring it in. Don't bring it in. No, my first two and a half years on the job, I had no time on the job. You sure, Lou? Yeah, don't bring it in. Don't bring it in. The guy was just looking for a boyfriend. Don't bring it in. He didn't hurt you. He didn't come, so, don't bring it in. Okay. But I'm getting a fucking number for this. Give me a fucking ticket. Give me a tab summons. Transit Education Bureau summons. I'm going to fucking summons him. I'm going to eject him from the system, and he's going to make it onto the recidivist list. He's never going to be able to take the train again in his life. And if he got caught taking the train, he goes right to jail. No matter what offense he commits, he's on the recidivist list, he goes. It's kind of a fair trade, I thought in my mind. It was not a fair trade. Because the next morning we get nothing for the rest of the night. I still fucking bruised up from the night, a couple nights before. We go down to the district because we had to walk down the hill. And I walk in, and everybody's behind the desk and around the desk, and all the guys start going, "Good job, Rook! Good job!" I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Turns out the lieutenant called it in. Let everybody at the desk know, give them all fucking, like, when I walk in, what to do. I should have fucking took the collar. I should have fucking took the collar. Jesus fucking Christ. Can't make this shit up. You can't. Now, fast forward a couple years. No longer a transit cop. I move over 5 blocks. I'm in the 7-1 precinct. City cop like I wanted to be. Uniform every day. Rolling around in a blue and white. Real blue and white. Doing real cops, which I thought were better cops, and obviously no. Transit cops were leaps and bounds because they work by themselves. If you want to work in a specialized unit or dual post, you were by yourself. So whatever you got yourself into, you made sure you got yourself out of real quick. And I thought, I'm working with my new partner, Chris. My last partner was working another car with his old partner. One all converging on the same job for domestic violence, and there was supposed to be a kitchen knife involved, this and that, and fuck. So we get there and knock on the door, and this beautiful black lady comes to the door. I mean, fucking smoking hot. And she invites us in. Officers come in. She thought she was in the right off the bat, which is fucking hysterical. She goes, "Take him away." Who? Him. Who? She's a fucking EDP. Chris, she's nuts. She turns on the light. And there's this white guy in the corner, in a ball, against the wall with his face buried in the fucking wall. And I'm walking over to him to say, "Buddy, you alright?" Bleeding from his head and whatnot. And there were computer keys all over the floor. All over the fucking floor. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I'm looking at this guy and I see little squares on his fucking cheek and the side of his fucking head. She beat me with the keyboard. She what? She beat you with the keyboard? She beat me with the keyboard. What the fuck did you do that she beat you with the... You stick your finger where you're not supposed to stick your finger? No, officer, he didn't do that. I'm like, okay. You try to get some stink on your hang low and she hit you in the head with a smoothie? Which was a term we use and we always laugh about it. And then we starts laughing. She goes, "No, officer, he didn't do that, but he almost did that." I'm like, "What'd he do, lady? Tell me what the fuck he did. I'll get him out of here." I walked in here. He was on his computer and he was to Janet Jackson. He likes black women. I'm like, honey, from what I'm seeing, there's nothing not to like. He goes, he likes black women. He's only with me because he doesn't look like Janet Jackson. I took my flashlight. I'm like, oh yeah, you kind of look like Janet Jackson. My partner's like, you don't look like Janet Jackson, asshole. What the fuck do I know? Last time I saw Janet Jackson, she was doing that halftime show and a tit popped out. I mean, come on, give me a break. So he's like, "I want you to take him to jail." I'm like, "I can't take him to jail for jerking off, lady. It doesn't work that way." But what does work is you go to jail for assault. So I'm like, I told the guy, I'm like, "Do you want your wife arrested?" "No." Yeah. I'm like, okay. And I gave him the same deal the lieutenant gave me. You're going to tell the district attorney that you were jerking off to fucking Janet Jackson and she walked in and caught you and beat you the fuck with you with a keyboard? Are you going to tell the district attorney that? I don't have to say all that. You're going to have to say all that and more, brother, when you go down to... Yeah, you're going to have to testify against your wife. This is domestic violence. It's a whole other ballgame. I mean, she's got to go... No, I don't want to press charges. That's awesome. Lady, do me a favor. Get dressed. Put your clothes on. We're going to take a ride with you. Where are we going? We're going to drive you 5 blocks away from here. Middle of winter when it happened, and we're going to let you go. And you're going to walk 5 blocks back home. You're going to cool off, and don't kill your husband. Please, don't kill your husband. Yes, officer, I promise. But you promise. You better promise. I will fucking come back here and arrest you. No, I promise, officer. We never got a call back from them. Matter of fact, I saw them a couple years later. They're fine. But folks, that's 30 minutes. I'm Dutch Doll. These are my discussions. I thank you for tuning in. I really do. I appreciate all your support. Remember to share, like, and subscribe to this channel to other people. What? 1,044 people. Let's go higher. Let's get this up to 2,000. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Like I said, I answer every one of your comments back personally. Give you all genuine individual attention. And I really mean it. I really do love you guys. So, with that, I want you to enjoy your weekend. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. And hope that Monday comes very slowly. I'll see you guys later. Bye.